Hello viewers, so I'm just heading out bush, as you can see, in the car, not the motorbike, and just going to do a bit of a video I guess when I'm heading out there. I'm just heading about 4 hours out into the city to the edge of the wheat belt, some of the last farms in the wheat belt. From there on out it is just scrub and desert. I'll be out near, if anyone from Western Australia probably heard of the Holland Track, I'll be out that way, and yeah, this is just to take a bit of a video of the trip out and what I'll get up to, if anything of interest. So we'll see you along the way, and I'll take some video and different things, drone footage, and add it to the clip. So we'll catch you guys out there. So that was a bit of around the York, Avon River and the park that's near the river. Nice little spot to stop and have some lunch or a rest, whatever you need to do. We're just heading back onto the York Quirting Road, so a few more k's. I think it's probably what, 70 to 90 k's until Quirting. It's the country town, small wheat belt town. Not a lot there, but so I'll see you guys somewhere shortly between here and Quirting, or maybe Bruce Rock. So see you later. So this is a little church. I just got this camera in selfie mode. This is the first time I've done this in selfie mode. But this is a little church just on the side of the road. You can see in the background that I don't know why it's here, or it's the Green Hills Church, but Green Hills is actually over there. So yeah, it's just here on the side of the road. It's a little cemetery over there, but it's just a really cool little church. A lot of people take photos of it. I'm not sure if it's used anymore, but looks reasonably maintained. But yeah, we'll take a bit of video of it and just show you what it's like. Just coming along into close to Bruce Rock, about 20 k's out of Bruce Rock. It's pretty dry out here. It's actually been a really tough year, or start to the year. It's what is it, the 17th or something today, and there hasn't been any rain of any sort, so yeah, not real good. You can see out the front, it's we should have crop up a few inches high, and all these paddocks should be green. Basically, yeah, that one to the left that I'm looking at is got nothing coming up that I can see from here. So there was a little bit come through the other day, a couple of days ago, a couple of mil, but very little. So yeah, it's going to be definitely a tough year in the west if you're a farmer or associated with farming. So yeah, not too good. Coming into Narrabeen, gonna get a bite, as I said earlier, fill up for fuel. So this is where I used to stay. This is about 300 k's, 300 kilometres east of Perth in Western Australia, directly due east. Probably got another 150 odd or something to go until I get to where I want to get to. Just heading out of Narrabeen, just filled up with fuel. We'll go here past the wheat bin. I'm going to go on the Soldiers Road, which is the road further north, and then just go straight out that road rather than the Mount Walker Road, which is the one south running parallel. So seed cleaner's just there on the left. I don't even know if that's still going, doesn't look like it is. And here's the main wheat bin or silo that receives the grain. You can see the rail line, which is generally how they unload them, or semi-trailers, but this one's got rail. Still think they use this rail, I'm not 100% sure. So they have closed a lot of that rail down. This will be bitumen road for a while, and then turn to gravel, and it'll actually go past my old school, so I might call in and get some drone footage of my old primary school, which is just basically a school out in the middle of nowhere. So this is a ski lake. You can see on the sign there on the left it says ski lake. So this is the Narrabeen ski lake. I used to spend a bit of time out here skiing. It's probably a bit cold for anyone to actually be here today, being winter. But yeah, this is the Narrabeen ski lake. Up to the school. I remember when they put a little bit of bitumen here to stop the dust from the trucks. So I'm not sure what they use this school for, if anything, anymore. Let's see if there's any cars or anything parked here. Doesn't look to be anything going on. So let's stop and have a look. So this is where I went to school when I was in primary school. I remember designing that logo, or help being part of the class that designed that logo. We're about 4 hours east of the city. Closest town's, I don't know, 40 or 50 kilometres away, and this is just basically in the middle of a paddock, as you can see. That used to be the library. I can remember walking up here as a youngster. That's the library. It says pre-primary there now. And that used to be all oval out there. This is the leach drains to the toilets, but that used to be all oval out there. And there used to be a house for the principal right out there in the distance. That was the old generator shed, the white building, and the galvanised building used to be the sports shed. This was the main building. The right hand side was the years 4 to 6, I guess, or 7 or whatever we went up to back then, and that was the junior classroom. And on the end here used to be the pre-primary. Looks like campers stop here and maybe have a fire there. Walking up here, don't even remember this path being here when I was here, but there's tennis courts up here still. I think they're new from when I was here. And the monkey bars are probably the originals, but it looks like they've been relocated, and the maypole is still there in the same spot. And there used to be a wooden structure here, but I see it's been replaced with that. And I remember this log, we used to play on this log. So there was the school that I went to, so I'm about to head off down here, heading further east. So yeah, I'll put the phone down, and it's not in a holder, so I'll put the phone down and head out. Guys, I just pulled up here to show you just how dry it is out here. This is actually a seeded field, and as you can see, there is very little in the way of plants. You can see some strips, and if I zoom in here a little bit, you can see some strips and bits and pieces of plants and patches come up, but it's pretty well all dead. So that should all be a foot across by now. It's canola, that stuff, but yeah, it's pretty sad. So we're coming up to a road called Church Road, and the bitumen ends just past here. There's just this little straight of bitumen, but significant place here for me. Back when I was probably around early 20s, when this was actually not bitumen, it was gravel, and it had a lot of flooding, and this road was all underwater around this corner, and I didn't see it. So I come around this corner and effectively aquaplaned. And basically aquaplaned right in front of this house, which is the only one on the road, right into this tree, and you can probably still see the scar of it. So I'll hop out and yeah, take some video, but yep, slammed straight into that tree, and it didn't even shift, and hence I had lots of stitches in my face, because my face went straight through the steering wheel and out the other side into the dashboard. So I'll get out and take a few pictures. So basically I was coming around that corner, there's my car, but I was coming around that corner and there was all water. You can see this is all banked up here, and there was water all in here to that bank, and there was no bitumen. And I basically come around here, got into a aquaplane and slowly come the inside until I hit this tree. Whoops, I nearly fell over. Hit this tree, which is a moral tree, and they have a hell of a root system. And as you can see, there's a big scar right there where I hit it. And I also hit the back of the car. Before the front hit that, the back of the car hit right here. If you see, there's a scar there. So the back of the car hit there, which then put me front ways into that tree there. And pure luck would have it is this is the only house on the road edge. I could just get out of the car, hop in there, and I got help there and called someone to come and get me to the doctor so I could get all sewn back up. And probably lucky that tree was there, otherwise I probably would have ended up in there in the front yard or through their house. So yeah, that was a long time ago now, but still remember it like it was yesterday. So this is the last little bit of bitumen. They basically put this bitumen in because it used to always flood and get really muddy and you couldn't use the road, so they put that little piece of bitumen in. We're basically in a creek bed here, or a large low spot. This whole area can be underwater in a flood, and this is the last bitumen. So now we're heading out. We're right out on the eastern wheat belt. There's not that far to go, and we'll hit what is semi-arid or the scrub until the centre of Australia, and also sort of out where the Holland track is. We're not far from the Holland track here actually. We'll go along the edge, the last road that sort of runs not quite parallel but in a similar direction as the Holland track, called Emu Fence Road. We've got to pass through a vermin-proof fence, so we'll stop there and have a look at the vermin-proof fence. It is I think it's the most outside vermin-proof fence. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. There may actually be another newer one built on the Emery. I think there is a newer one built on the Emery Fence Road, but this is the last of the original, the furthest out of the original vermin-proof fences. So let's get out there and we'll see what's left. I think they've actually restored just a short section of the fence for a tourist attraction. So let's have a look at it. So here I am at the rabbit-proof fence. It's one of the gates. There used to be a grid over here, but they've taken that out now. This is a little restored piece of it, just to show you what it was like. Doesn't look like these rabbits got across. So you can see it was netting, rabbit netting, buried in the ground with some barbs, with the metal droppers and the wooden posts. I just wanted to show you where we are on the map. Over here is Perth, and we're out here at the point of this arrow, and we're actually heading that way. The arrows, when I turn around, it'll spin around. So the edge of the agricultural area is basically up against that arrow. So we're a good 4 or 5 hours east of the city, out on the edge of the farming area and on the edge of where anyone really lives. So we'll be heading further east. We're going to get right out onto the edge. If I can zoom in, let's zoom in. So we're here, rabbit-proof fence. We're going to be going all the way out to this road here, which is the last road. There's not much past that except mines and the Holland track and places like that. So we're going to go head out here and north up here. So we're nearly out at the destination. There's this one place I'll probably have a look at before I pull in, which is an old house, an old ruins. This is called Miranda Road, and I think it was the Miranda House from back in the days when these farms were cleared. So just want to have a look at that. I just remember there being some old machines and an old house and bits and pieces. So we'll stop in there, and then it's not far from there to the end. Just going to go and have a closer look. I'll put the drone up and had a bit of a look around, have a closer look at some of this junk and take a couple of pics. Some pretty good, cool old stuff. I'd say this house is a 70s house. Been made in about the 70s. The sun is going down. It's that golden hour or towards the end of it. It's starting to get a little bit dark. Some old culty trashes used for seeding. It's a John Shearer culty trash, and you can tell it's a culty trash because you see the difference. This one has discs, while over on the left this one here has tines. So anyone that's been around a little while will recognise these. These are kerosene fridges, and you can see down in the bottom there is the tank that the kerosene went in, and a little burner right up the back. I'll see if I can zoom in on that for you. The little burner in the back, and you used to light a flame under your fridge to make it go cold. Seems bizarre, doesn't it? But it was basically a little pump, I would believe. The heat created a circulation which like a compressor does, cooled down the contents. And as you can see there, that's the little kerosene burner, and a wick used to go around there and it would wick up, and this here would be the control. That rod goes down into there. This is where you would fill it up in there, and that was a kerosene fridge that you used to use out in these parts because there was no electricity. And there's the actual ice. So this part here used to be for making ice. They weren't very good at ice, but they had a little section that used to be able to put aluminium ice trays in to make ice. And one of the things that we used to take the doors off these when you disposed of them like this, because as kids you used to want to play in here and you could jump into these and they lock. So once that's locked, you can't get back out. And there has been instances of kids either getting lost for a long time or dying. I don't know of any in particular, but that used to be the story. So you used to bust the handles off, or take the doors off, or bury them so kids couldn't get in them. So in here, this looks like a little bit of a workshop or motor shed. Looks like a bit of a workshop. It's pretty dark in here. Hopefully it'll come out. It's just all bits of bolts and nuts and rubbish all over the floor. So one thing you do want to be careful of when you're around these sorts of places is all this cladding is most likely asbestos cladding. So you don't want to disturb it and break it if possible, because all that does is obviously release the fibres. It's mostly okay if you just leave it as it is. There's an old TV. Another thing is, I never step on things like this. So when I've been out and about, I've actually had stuff like that covering wells and holes, and if you step on it you'll go straight down. People put it on there to stop animals and that falling in, and it can be dangerous. There's someone going past. So at this side there's all rubbish. There's another old TV, an air conditioner, and just lots of old bits of clothes and rubbish. It's all a bit dilapidated. Let's see if we can get in this door. Again, don't disturb. No, looks like most of it has fell down. So there's lots of little gems in these sorts of places at times, bottles and just old things. This one here would be worth a good dig around, but you'd want to bring some sort of those white overalls and a mask, maybe, just to stop any of that asbestos dust if you were worried about that. You can see there's a kitchen. Looks like the walls fell down, and there's the taps. And you can see some kitchen bits and pieces. There's the sink. One thing you often see on these old houses is this prickly pear or cactusy looking stuff. I think it tended to be the Italians. Miranda's, I'm pretty sure, were Italian, and the Italians seem to grow a lot of this prickly pear style stuff. I think they used to eat it, I'm not too sure, but you see a lot of it. It looks like cows or sheep or something have been in this stuff. And it looks like that's some sort of gantry someone's put up to pull a motor out of something. And this is the old sunshine harvester, the old 585. This is an auto version, so that means that it's not pulled by a tractor but had its own engine. These wouldn't have been that common back then. Very small front compared to these days. Okay guys, that is this site that I call Miranda's, because Miranda used to own it. Another farmer owns it now. It's just on the edge of the road, so some pretty interesting old stuff in there. So I'm going to hop back in the car and head out to continue on to where I'm going, which isn't that far, just down the road here and to the left. Okay, so here I am, coming up the driveway of where I need to be. I'm holding the phone. Don't panic, this is actually private property, so I'm just tootling along at a few kilometres an hour on private property, so it doesn't matter. Here it is. So this is a ghost town called Mount Palmer, and this is what's left of the hotel. An arch, a corner, a lot of old bricks. And this is the cellar. So this is just south of Yellowdine, sort of out near the Holland track, as I've mentioned before, on one end of it, close to there anyway. And this was demolished to make buildings in Kalgoorlie, I believe. So you can see bits and pieces still lying around. Part of an old vehicle. So this is, someone's put some street signs in. So what are these streets? Calhoun, Mackie. So this would have been the corner of a street. And this foundation looks quite substantial, whatever that would have been. If you have a look here, you can see there's a clearing. So I'm not sure if that was a town, part of the town, part of a sports ground or somewhere, something like that. But yeah, it's a giant clearing where all large trees have been taken away. And have a look at this mine site. So this is a old mine that I think they've started part of it up again. Some foundations and some sort of strong room. Looks like this is a lake. There's workings left and right. Looks like another old foundation in there. So you can see this quartz they've cut out of the hillside. You can see why they thought there was gold here. So here's some workings, and if you have a look, there's a giant hole tunnel there. Looks like the hole's full of water, but that shouldn't stop us. We won't go near that. I don't know how deep that is. Okay, let's have a look in this hole. How deep does it go in? Looks like there's been a rock fall. We can't see too much on the camera, but we hit a different type of rock there. That's the entrance. We'll climb back out up this road, back out to the top. Got to be careful, that's a mine shaft going straight down. And if you take a look, someone has actually put some wire fencing down there to climb down. Now you've got to have some balls to do that. My guess is that shaft meets up with the ones we were looking at over there in the hole. Looks like the rubbish tip. So they've an excavator in here and pushed it up. Powerhouse or similar. Like you can see the giant cast leg of something there still bolted down. Tank or something. Ice, freezing cold ice. So we're out in the morning, just out at Hollerton. We're heading back down this road here. This will take us to Narrabeen. So yep, on our way back to Perth.